Rightio. Hello there. I'm Connor, and this is Daniel.
Hello there.
Yes. So, we're going to be watching Game of Thrones, which this is about out of nowhere. I have not announced this at all, but I've suddenly decided that this is what we're going to do. So, without messing around, I think we should get on with it. Yes.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've heard that.
Well, they've got a new title sequence.
Whoa.
2 years I've waited for this. It's weird thinking this is an episode that neither of us have seen.
Yeah, for once. Wow, that's
I like because there's less locations now, so I think they've gone more intricate with it.
Yeah.
It's interesting, season 1 started with like the king and queen entering Winterfell. It's happening again. I want to see Davos's grumpy face.
So do I.
Oh.
Oh. Bast.
Whatever they want.
Sass. Yeah, and Sully don't need to eat. Just discipline themselves.
They won't have energy.
Yeah, it is the first time they've seen each other.
Since
Since,
episode 2.
wow. Episode 2.
Yeah. When he gave her a needle. The Golden Company.
Oh, how do you do that?
He earned it, I guess.
Mm.
Speaking of whores. Especially because Tyrion and Jaime haven't paid up yet.
That's impossible though, right? Because of that thing. Prophecy.
No, because remember she told Jaime that she was pregnant last season.
Yeah.
So maybe there already is one.
Oh.
Rake! That easy.
Can't be that easy. Oh, what?
Because remember he jumped off the ship and didn't save her?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They used a lot of trailer shots in this first episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I only saw the trailer once.
Oh. I was just thinking, why is there a waterfall there? Is it because the wall is melting?
Oh, right. It's a good reunion.
Oh, friend zone?
Mm-hmm. Is that Samuel Taylor?
Probably. He's at a book station.
Yeah.
Oh. She killed his family. Oh.
Your mother stood with you for me.
Oh. Sad.
Tyrion advised against killing them.
Wonder what he's gonna do.
Probably going to be like, John, what are you doing? Bent the knee to this woman. Oh. Scene B.
Scene B.
Oh, and it's so poetic as well, because like last time Ned saw him, he's like, next time I see you, we'll talk about your mother.
Ah.
Gave up my crown, son. Bend the knee. I'm not king in the north anymore. I'm not talking about the king in the north. I'm talking about the king of the bloody 7 kingdoms.
Mm.
Hmm?
Oh.
Hmm. Well, deed's been done. What's that guy?
Tormund Giant's Bane. And Beric Dondarrion. Last time we saw them, they were fleeing the wall.
Is that the fire god guy?
No, Thorsomir had died. So Beric's only got one life left now.
I've always had blue eyes.
What was that?
So they were looking for White Walkers. But they found each other.
Where are they?
I don't know which castle it is. Oh my god.
What? Oh my god.
Looks like the Georgia rugby team logo.
Absolutely flower, isn't it?
Jim Shaladze.
Subzabazzi.
Zed Ganadze. Georgadze. Urju Kashvili. Kvira Kashvili. Kav Tarashvili. Oh.
Huh?
Oh. Remember he pushed him from the tower?
Oh, yeah.
Episode 1?
Yeah.
Oh no. That's
That's it?
it.
Wow.
Bit of a
That was
cliffhanger.
very good. I enjoyed that a lot.
There's a lot of setting up.
A lot of setup, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really,
Hmm.
nothing huge happened, but a lot of
Yeah.
reuniting.
I would say
sort of
I would say I would say the first like 2/3 of it were fairly like just sort of set up stuff,
tame.
and then you get the Samuel Tarly bombshell with like
yeah.
finding out his parents are dead, then John finding out who he is,
Yeah.
and then obviously this cliffhanger with Jamie and Bran.
Yeah, you have to wait a week now,
Yeah,
so that's annoying.
yeah.
Oh well.
I would say it was a. Yeah, I would say. Not the strongest episode, but I didn't expect it to be either.
Yeah.
I'm just basing on this what I've seen. I've got some theories floating around my head. I think it's something that Sansa and Arya aren't telling them.
Something that Sansa and Arya aren't telling.
Yeah, that aren't
Jon.
telling Jon or Tyrion.
About what?
I feel like they're not too pleased about Daenerys. And you know, there's something like there's certain lines like. So Tyrion was talking about, you know, he was talking positively about Jon and Daenerys, and then Sansa says, you know, once I thought you were the cleverest man in the world.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then, you know, there's the scene by the tree where Arya says, you know, keep your family close. I think there seems to be, I think there's a group of people that aren't too keen on this alliance.
Yeah, but what's the other option? What would they say?
Well, basically it's that they can't trust them, especially because they've brought in this massive army and 2 dragons and they can't feed them. So it's about survival.
Yeah. What, so they potentially want to just care about themselves?
Yes.
Right.
But, you know, they can't, like, you know, Sansa has no reason to trust Daenerys.
Yeah.
This is the Mad King's daughter.
But you know, there's bigger problems at hand, I guess.
Yeah, but how are they going to manage those bigger problems when they can't even feed their own soldiers?
So we have to find out.
And I think also Bran is something that he knows.
I mean, he's probably going to think about a lot of stuff sitting there all day.
Yeah, but I don't know, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
There's been multiple theories out there that he's actually the Night King. And
Really?
he's doing it.
Really?
Yeah, but we don't really know.
So he's evil.
Well, evil is a point of view, but
So he wants to.
like there's some theories out there that he travelled back in time, and you know he controls the Night King from this point, but we don't know how that works.
Yeah.
You know, because it's quite unclear the rules of that. Because the only example we've really seen was when hold the door happened.
Yeah.
That was one example where he actually affected time travel. And then there was that time where he was like, he saw Ned going to the Tower of Joy, and he said father, and he turned his head.
Yeah.
So he can actually, it seems like he can actually time travel. So there's theories out there that he has something to do with the Night King, and that's why he's being so aloof.
Distant.
Yeah.
Distant.
So
Yeah.
it's like he's got this grand plan.
Yeah.
He
just seems so bored with life.
Yeah. I'm not. I've got to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the John Danny thing. It's just kind of. It's so fairy tale that it can't happen. Like it. They have to. One of them has to die this season. I just don't see the end of this show being them on top. And Varys even said nothing lasts.
Yeah, that's probably
it's just
a good
not. It's not
foreshadowing.
in the nature of this particular story for them to be together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure something will happen. Like the next conversation they have is going to be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. What else was there? There was Cersei, the Golden Company, and Euron.
Had a nice little route.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Golden Company comes from Essos, and they're a very, very expensive, well-trained army.
So when Theon he only took like 3 ships out of all the other.
So back in season 6, Yara took all the ships they had, and Euron built new ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but when like he saved it just now.
Yeah.
They just would have taken.
No, that was the ships that Yara already had.
Oh, okay.
But they because Euron captured Yara in that battle.
Yeah.
I thought Theon's rescue of her was a bit too easy. Just felt like, happened.
Yeah. I don't know. They probably didn't have. They got to fit a lot of stuff into 54 minutes.
You can be more creative than that, though.
Yeah. Had a nice ride on the dragons.
Yeah. Probably be a bloody amusement park ride someday with just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I've got my theory right about the fact that the waterfall is because the wall's melting.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was there. And there was also a bit of symbolism because, like, when how they were talking about like we could stay here. Eirich said the same thing to Jon Snow when they went inside that waterfall in season 3.
Ah.
Like
when they were down in that.
Yeah, they were like, we could stay here forever.
Yeah.
And then they went out, and then when when Eirich died, she said we should have stayed in that cave.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that'll be interesting if something similar happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No deaths, except just the people on that ship.
Was there any deaths? Oh, Euron killed some of his soldiers because of a dice game.
Yeah. No.
And then Bronn. That's the other thing, Bronn.
Oh, Bronn.
Obviously, because he's like he hasn't gotten any of his rewards from Tyrion or Jaime.
Yeah.
Because it's been since season 1. Like Bronn was in the Vale.
Yeah.
And then Tyrion said, if you fight my trial by combat, I'll give you castles and a wife. So he's been wanting it all this time, and then Jaime was the same. It was like he finally got his wife, and then Jaime's like, we're going to go to Dawn and rescue my niece / daughter, and he's like, oh fucking hell.
So Jaime, how does he? What was the relationship between them and like Sansa and stuff?
Who?
Jaime and Sansa and.
What about Sansa?
Like, how does he just get into Winterfell?
He came in hooded.
So, but there's no like security.
No, because there's a bunch of armies coming in. He would have snuck in.
Right.
He would have snuck in somehow. It's a little bit illogical, but he snuck in, basically.
So if anyone sees him, like Bran's seen him now, like, is that an alert, or is that like...
Yeah, well, because he's, it's Jaime Lannister. But, if you remember at the end of season 7, he ditched Cersei.
Yeah.
So
but if he's coming alone, then it seems like it would be more of a peaceful thing.
Yeah, that's what he intends, but who would trust him?
Okay.
Because it's far-fetched enough to trust Daenerys. Jaime's even more extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he pull up his hood and Bran's just right there, and
Mm.
he's like, "Well, I pushed you
Wow.
from the tower."
You're a paraplegic now.
Yeah, I think my favourite part of this story, this episode, is the Samwell Tarly stuff.
Yeah,
That was when I started to perk up.
that was a big thing.
Yeah, and then you had the Tormund, Beric, and Dolores Head, and the Night's Watch found that dead kid, and
So that was not beyond the wall.
no, it wasn't.
So that means they've come past and they're like,
Well, did you
Good.
not remember at the end of season 7 they burnt the wall down with the ice dragon?
and they all started coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously they've spread out and they're hiding under rocks.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically they're going to come when we least expect it, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, they obviously killed that child, and they killed a bunch of people and put their arms up on the wall. Because if you remember, they used to do that in the snow. They used to pile bones in that shape.
In the flower shape or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's
it's funny,
gruesome.
it's funny because there's symbolism there. Because in season 3 finale, when Daenerys saves a bunch of slaves, I think it's in Yunkai or it might be Marine. I think it was Yunkai.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Yunkai, and they held her up. They Misa, and they held her up, and the shot goes up, and it's the same shape. She's in the middle, and they're
Really?
like that. And it's also the same in Battle of the Bastards when Jon Snow's heaving for air, and then he gets to the top of the pile of bodies, and then it's that shape again.
Really? So that you think that's intentional?
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely, because it's the exact same shape.
I wonder what that means. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
A bit of trivia.
yeah. But yeah, obviously the White Walkers are around, but we just don't know where they are.
Yeah. I think there was a lot in that small things that you have to be quite sharp to pick up on.
Yeah,
And it will sort of unravel more during the season.
yeah. But this, definitely feels more streamlined. There's something for moving on to the direction. It looks different. The visuals look different to other seasons. The way it's shot feels a lot less like what I remember.
I don't know. Nothing really.
It's hard to
I
tell
don't-
because
yeah.
the camera movement is different, but because we watched it in such low quality, I couldn't exactly tell what was different.
I don't know. I didn't really think much about that.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And it's definitely there's definitely something different about the way it looks.
Hmm.
It seems more. It looks more like the because usually in Game of Thrones the cameras would be quite still
Right.
when it's a dialogue scene, whereas in this one it seemed like if it was on a character it would be going like this, like on its face.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of panning, and definitely
Like
give
a
it a different
vertical
feel.
pan.
Yeah. Not sure really what else to say.
Yeah.
It's fairly uneventful apart from the end.
Yeah. Hopefully something big happens in the next
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yes. Music seemed fairly normal for
Yeah,
this
just
show.
Regular Game of Thrones
Yeah,
music.
there was nothing I
Yeah.
particularly remember being outstanding.
No.
It was all just quite, the fantastical dragons flying, the themes.
Yeah. Themes.
Was there only 3 locations? Winterfell,
Winterfell.
King's Landing, and whatever castle the Night's Watch were at, and the Wildlings. I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and there was Euron's ships, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you reckon? I reckon next episode there has to be an appearance by the White Walkers.
Well,
They-
yeah. I
they-
thought there'd be one this episode, but
There's 6 episodes.
yeah.
That was the first one. I think the next episode, because the way they structured season 7 is they had 3 battles, and they were in episodes 2, 4, and 6. So I think
So
we
there
might
could be 2.
I think, probably 2 battles. I think we might get one. We might get one next time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think this one, I think the next one that's coming, whether it's episode 2 or 3, I think will be a surprise battle, like a hard home where it's like you don't see it coming, and then I think the second one, if there's a second one, will be like a based on the trailers, will be like, you know, the one where they saw the,
you know, they're both standing on each side. And
yeah,
sort
like a
of
face
thing.
off one.
Yeah,
I think that would be what I would expect.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I feel like ooh. Just trying to think how are they going to structure the last 2 episodes. Is it going to be like every other season where it's like the battle is the second to last episode and then the last episode is story, or is it going to be, because the last 2 episodes I believe are 2 hours each.
Yeah,
It's hard to say.
no matter what, they're gonna have to hopefully wrap everything up
Oh yeah.
and like leave nothing to our imagination. But I'm sure there'll be a few things.
Yeah. Interesting.
7 days to ponder.
Yeah. It's weird watching it only seeing one episode at a time.
Yeah,
Never
I've
understood.
never done that with anything except just I don't know.
Like back in the day when TV was all we had.
When I just watched TV, but I didn't realise it was like a series. I was just like, oh, this show's on. Yeah.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's weird watching Game of Thrones only one episode at a time, having to wait a week between. But I definitely think things need to start kicking into gear next time, because this episode was very heavy on exposition. And I think that did slightly bring it down in my mind.
Yeah. You gotta have those episodes to have the good ones though, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
the exposition I don't think was particularly interesting for a lot of it. Whereas I would say the opposite for some of the earlier seasons, like the book seasons. You got an episode like You Win or You Die. There's no, like, apart from the very end scene where there's like a small, like 5-second sword fight, it's all dialogue. And
so what was that one?
that was
What
the
happened
one
there?
where Robert Baratheon dies,
Oh.
and then Ned gets captured.
So what's episode 6 of season?
7.
Oh.
Yeah. That episode, apart from the very, very, very end scene, is all dialogue. But yet the entire thing feels like this string of story going along. So at the very start of the episode, Ned says to Cersei, "I know about you and Jaime," and then
Oh, I think I remember that actually.
and he was stupid to confess to it,
Yeah.
but he was doing it because he's like, "Oh, I'm doing the right thing."
Yeah.
And then she says, like, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
Okay.
It's like the
Yeah.
iconic line from that episode, and that scene has so much impact on the story, but there's no violence.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the dialogue in this is fine, but there's nothing about it that seems too important.
Yeah.
It's just like, hello,
Yeah.
we're
it's just
meeting.
like, oh yeah, reunion.
You were the King of the North. I'm not now. Bye.
Everyone's just saying your grace and my king.
I would say the only parts that really interested me were like just when I saw characters where I'm like, there's something that they're not telling us. So like Sansa,
Yeah.
Arya, Bran, especially those three. There seems to be something that they're hiding, and I think Cersei's still playing. She's playing Euron a bit. She's taking what she can get.
Well, why wouldn't she?
Yeah. So, conclusion and rating out of 10, what would you say for this episode?
Maybe I'd give it a 7.
7?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning? Why?
Well,
what's your conclusion?
I like. I definitely enjoyed it. I liked seeing all the characters again after so long.
Yeah.
But nothing really huge happened. Nothing that blew my mind. And so when I mean, if I'm going to give something anything more than a 7, it's going to have to like really make me feel something. And
There was only moments in this one.
There was only small parts of this that
Yeah.
made me feel something.
Yep.
But to be a 7, that's pretty solid, and like I'd just say the quality of it was very good compared to a lot of other things that I watch.
Yeah. Right, so my conclusion is I think this was a decent setup. There's a lot of exposition, there's a lot of building. I think I think I like it more than the last couple of openers that we've had, because I really didn't like the ones we had for 6 and 7, because those episodes particularly I found quite frustrating, and they're actually 2 of my least favourites of the entire show. But this one was fine. There were only small little bits that I wasn't too keen on. Some of the scenes that I expected to be huge weren't really. Like some of the reunions, I'm just not keen on the whole Jon Daenerys romance. It just doesn't work for me. It feels so shoehorned into the series just to like create this like, oh well, they're king and queen.
I can see that.
Yeah. It was a very uneventful episode, but the highlight was definitely Samwell Tarly and Jaime and Bran at the very end. But those are only small moments. And I think it's apparent that I think this show in the last few years has started to run out of ideas. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that they're not adapting from a book anymore, and it's more streamlined. A lot of the side characters that I used to find so interesting are now just there, like Varys, Davos, Tyrion. You know, Tyrion used to be like the main character of the whole show, and now he's just there.
Involvement was quite
bland. But I did like how, you know, it seems like there's something going on under it with Sansa, Arya, and Bran, and didn't like the Theon Yara rescue. That was really, really lazy. And then the Euron Cersei stuff there's something interesting going on with Cersei, but overall it just didn't really do much for me. The Bronn thing was good though, so I'll give that credit. God, probably give it a 6. It's not a bad episode, but I just think it didn't really deliver on the big parts, aside from a very small amount of good moments.
It's going to be interesting to see what other people think of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as invested in a lot of the characters as much as I used to be, because they just sort of dropped off.
Yeah.
Like Varys used to be one of the best characters.
Yeah.
He's so, like, his involvement in events used to be so major, but now he's just there.
Yeah, he had like 2 scenes.
There were some characters that we haven't seen though. We haven't seen the Red Woman.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen the White Walkers, obviously. And I think there was a few others that I can't remember. But he's dead. That's so bullshit. He's just like, get on my horse, there's not time.
He had a chain.
Stupid.
I can't remember anyone else.
Yeah. I'm still keen on my theory about Littlefinger though. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong because this show seems like it's running out of time. But I would be so happy if that theory came true about Littlefinger. The fact that he sent a faceless man to die for him. That would be so funny.
That'd be a huge jaw drop moment.
Yeah, imagine if Sansa knew as well. Like, she planned it to screw over Arya and whatever. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I guess I have to wait till next time to say more, because not much really happened. So, I guess that'll be it then.
Alright.